Amid all the controversy of late, United Airlines has changed a policy saying that the crew cannot displace seated passenger. They will no longer allow crew members to displace customers already on board of an airplane. This, of course, comes after the incident with David Dow, who was dragged from a fully booked United Express flight in Chicago. Under the change outlined in an internal April 14th email, a crew member must ride bookings at least 60 minutes prior to departure. Crews could previously be booked until the time of departure, furthering sort of the PR nightmare that is going on with United right now. A couple asserts that they were kicked off of a United flight on their way to a wedding. Hohl and Amber Maxwell were the last people to get on the flight going from Houston to Liberia, Costa Rica. They say, quote, "We thought not a big deal. It's not like we're trying to jump into a first class seat. We were simply in an economy row, a few rows above our economy seats." So what they were trying to do is they were trying to move from their seat to economy plus. Basically, they were asked to remove from the flight by U.S. Air Marshal and the flight attendant. United has says, quote, "These passengers repeatedly attempted to sit in upgraded seating, which they did not purchase, and they would not follow crew instructions to return to their assigned seats. We've been in touch with them and have rebooked them on flights tomorrow." So just another thing to add to what's going on with United right now. Is there anything that United can do to turn this around for them? Because stories are just coming out of everywhere at this point.
Listen, right now I think that there's a lot of folks on planes. I've talked to a lot of flight attendants recently who say like folks are becoming monsters because they want millions of dollars in settlements right now. Now there was an original problem. We talked about this on Pop Trigger today. It seems like that story was a perfect storm of a lot of people making a lot of mistakes along the way, mostly United and then the police department, and finding the right guy who's not going to get up. Usually you pick someone and they go. And yes, that general dynamic feels unjust. Like if I buy a ticket to go to a sporting event and there's no seat at the sporting event, I'm gonna be pissed off the way I think I should be, allowed to be pissed off if I buy a plane ticket and get up. But still, like that was a perfect storm. And at this point, I feel like a lot of folks are trying to pile onto that instead of focusing on what the injustice really was, which is overbooking and United not having its shit together when it comes to getting their flight crews to the place they need to be to get another flight to take off later.
I think that the people working in airports had run amok, and this is finally people pushing back and saying, I can't take it anymore. But I think Brett is right. The pendulum will swing too far in the other direction, as now there's a melee. You don't get the peanuts on United, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, it's United did it again."
It's happening,
right? So that's kind of where we're headed now. But I'm glad there's a little bit of a pushback because there was this attitude of, hey man, if you even look at someone in an airport the wrong way, you get thrown out, you never get your ticket, you don't get your money back, your trip gets ruined, etc. So I think those days now finally might be coming to an end, which is not such a bad thing.
Well, at least for the foreseeable future, but knowing airlines, they're always been kind of shitty.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them,
and they control a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Listen, they need more. The solution to this would have been for them to have hired more flight attendants so that they have people on the ground in Louisville, or they had to notify it earlier. They need more automation. They have enough automation to generally correctly assume how many people are going to miss their flights, so they know to overbook it by 4 because 4 people probably miss it. But a lot of time their crew scheduling service is not automated enough for them to know ahead of time and signal ahead of time to get crews to where they need to be. This hour-long window will ensure that people aren't already seated. You're still going to get bumped, and it sucks a lot. But at least they're not going to have to come down and pull someone out of their seat as much as they used to.
Young Turks membership creates independent media.
Believe me.
No ads.
Believe me.
All the shows.
Believe me.
On demand.
Believe me.
Support independent media.
Believe me.
It's awesome, tremendous. You'll love it.
Believe me.
And by the end, you'll be thinking,
I'm like a smart person.
tytnetwork.com/join.